Hello and welcome into the last game of Game Day 16 here in the 2015 Randomized Nuz League right here on the RNGIDP channel. I'm Craig and welcome into the broadcast. Happy that you're here with me. Happy that you're taking some time to check this out and are interested in what I'm doing here. This has been a fun series to play. We are concluding Game Day 16 tonight. So that means we will head to Game Day 17 in our next broadcast, which would put us one game day closer to the 30 that we will be playing here in this 2015 set. Each team has 28 games that they need to play, and they'll do it in 30 days for a total of 28 games. There are two leagues, the Kanto League and the Alola League. The winner of those two leagues, without any interdivision play, you play one at home and one away against each team in your league. And whoever's in first place in each league will go on and play in the championship series. Right now, coming into Game Day 16, that would be Pittsburgh against Texas. We've already seen both of those teams play. And if you go back and watch the games, they're listed on our site over here. You can go check those ones out. So tonight we'll close it out with Los Angeles against Minnesota. Two teams at the bottom of the AL. Los Angeles sits in 14th place, only above the meager Kansas City Kingdras. Los Angeles has a 5-9 record, a -11 run differential. They sit 5 games back of leaders Texas coming into the game day. Minnesota not much better. They're 6-8, only a game ahead of LA. They're in 12th in the standings. Only sandwiched between them is Tampa Bay Mantine at 6-8 as well. Minnesota's run differential is only a -4. It's not bad. Their pitching has given up quite a few runs, though, 65 on the season. They're 4 games back of Texas coming into this one, so looking to try and get closer back to 500 are both of these teams. There's a bunch of teams right there smack dab in the middle. Texas is kind of running away with it, but it's not all for naught, because the teams that don't make the championship series, they're going to go to a one-game knockout type bracket. So they're jockeying for position, and there will be life after the regular season for all of these teams. So tonight we will continue here. Let's take a look at the stats. James Shields is the pitcher for Minnesota. Shields has pitched in 21 2/3 innings. He's got a 1-0 record. 16 hits given up in those 21 2/3 innings. He's only given up 5 earned runs. He's got 25 strikeouts as well. That's amongst the league's best coming into the game day. He's had a 2.08 ERA and a 1.1 WHIP. So this will be the lineup for the Los Angeles Clefable to face James Shields. And we've got the DH injured, Eugenio Suarez. He'll be back next game. He's been out for, I think it was 5 or 6 games. They've missed his bat mightily. This is how Los Angeles will line up. Gerard Dyson is leading off. He's hitting, 119. Pretty good. He's got 7 hits and 59 at-bats. Asdrubal Cabrera is the shortstop. He'll be in the second spot. Cabrera's hitting 186. Cabrera has got 3 home runs, though, which is tied for the team lead. It's tied with Nick Hundley, the DH here tonight. He's hitting 234. As I mentioned, he's got 3 home runs, but only 4 runs batted in from your 3-hole batter. Odubel Herrera is batting cleanup tonight. Herrera is hitting 245. He's got 1 homer. Yeah, you can see where the problems are for Los Angeles, right? James Rogers is the first baseman. He's hitting in the 5 spot up right now. He's 15 for 38 in his appearances. 4 doubles, 2 triples, and 2 home runs for him. Yasmani Tomas is the left fielder. He's 11 for 37 in his appearances. Chris Stewart is catching. Stewart is 2 for 4. He just started doing some catching with the DH Suarez out. Hundley has kind of moved into that role, and Stewart has picked up the catching duties. Will Middlebrooks is the third baseman. He's moved down to the 8 spot. He's batting under 200 right now, 196. with 1 homer and 2 home runs, but he does have 8 driven in, which leads the team. Daniel Castro is the 9-hole batter. He's the second baseman. Castro, he's at 163. As a team, Los Angeles is hitting 221. So we know that they are struggling at the plate. They'll look to turn it around here against James Shields, and they will start by sending Gerard Dyson to the plate. Ready to play some ball here on a little late night strat. Hope you had a good St. Patrick's Day. And if you're still out celebrating, what are you doing watching me? Gerard Dyson hits one to first, and it's a one that's going to have to be a one that would be a single. That's a 2. So the first baseman, Miguel Cabrera, he makes a nice play, and he'll underhand it quickly over to Shields covering the bag. And Dyson, who's hurrying down the line with that great speed, he is barely out by a footstep. So now it'll be Asdrubal Cabrera. 1 out. Cabrera steps in from the left side. This is a ground ball third base X. Well, Minnesota has the best third baseman in baseball, and that is Nolan Arenado. He's a third base with a range of 1. A third baseman with a range of 116. Arenado makes the play look easy. He ranges to his right, snags it down the line, and makes the strong throw over to first. And that will be an ordinary play for Arenado, but an extraordinary one for everybody else. He makes it look easy. So 2 quickly gone, and Shields now to the DH, Hundley. It's a 1-3, and Hundley chops one to short. Echeverria is there, and he'll toss it to first. And quickly, it's a 1-2-3 inning here in the top of the first. Los Angeles, I just got done telling you how they struggle at the plate, and they go down in order. So we move to the bottom of the first, and we'll introduce you to the pitcher for the Los Angeles Clefable. It is David Price, the lefty. David Price has pitched in 20 1/3 innings. His record right now is 0-3. Leads the team with 3 losses. I guess if you could say leads, but he does so. He's got 24 hits in those innings, 11 earned runs, 13 strikeouts, and 3 walks. That's a ERA just under 5 at 4.88. This is the Minnesota lineup that will take him on today. If Minnesota has an Achilles heel, it's that their bench isn't that deep, and they have tons of left-handed hitters. We'll see that today. Miguel Cabrera is the first baseman, and he's batting leadoff. He's at 290 right now with 7 doubles. He's done his job at the top of the order. Matt Carpenter is batting second. He's at 268. He's got 6 home runs and 13 runs driven in. Those both lead the squad. Nolan Arenado, he's been not living up to his card. 234 with 2 home runs. That card has a 323 on-base percentage, a 575 slugging. It's just not working out for Arenado so far. Prince Fielder will be hitting behind him. He's hitting 352. Basically a singles hitter, though. He's only got 2 extra base hits, and those are both home runs. David Murphy is the left fielder. Murphy is at 317 right now with 5 homers, 9 RBI. Cole Calhoun is the right fielder. Calhoun's at 235 with 4 homers. Jonathan LaCroix gets the start behind the plate. He's 10 for 47. That's a 213 batting average. He's got 1 extra base hit, and that's a double. Edeni Echeverria is the shortstop, and he's struggling with the stick. No, actually, he's not. I was looking at a different person. He's hitting 375 right now. Excuse me, Echeverria. Sorry for dragging you in the mud. Jason Burgess is the shortstop today. He's the 9-hole hitter. He's 7 for 32 in his trips, and he will round out the order. So I think we're ready to roll here. David Price has finished his practice pitches, and Miguel Cabrera steps into the box. He's ready to go right here on the RNGIDP channel. Thank you for taking some time to join me here. I appreciate it as always. And Miguel Cabrera sees the pitch. It's a 1-5. A 1-5. Cabrera is going to have a base hit here. This one's hit out into the air in the center field. A 1-7. It's a homer. And it's going to drop. That's going to be a double. Cabrera with his 8th double on the season. And he is aboard with nobody out, leading off the bottom of the first. Cabrera doing his job to set the table. And now it'll be Matt Carpenter. Leads the team and runs batted in. Carpenter, this will be left on left here against David Price. That's a 3. That's a good column against a lefty there. A 3-10 is a ballpark home run chance. So this one is hit out to right field. Matt Carpenter yanks one. Will it get up and get out? It's a 2. It had to be a 7, and that'll be gone. So the first 2 runners come home and score. Nobody out, and David Price is off to an inauspicious start here, giving up a home run, a 2-run shot to Matt Carpenter here in the bottom of the first. Minnesota jumps all over David Price, and it's a 2-0 lead. Carpenter goes yard again. He's heated up quite well recently. And he goes lefty on lefty violence there against David Price and Los Angeles. So now it'll be Nolan Arenado. The bases are empty. Nobody out. It's a 4-6, and Arenado's got a hot shot over to third. Will Middlebrooks ranges, and he'll make the snag, and he throws it across in time to get Arenado. So one away. 2 runs are in, and now it's Prince Fielder. It's a 6-8. It's a 6-8. That's a 1-12 single. Prince Fielder, that's what he does, and he'll loop this one out to center, and there'll be a single. Prince Fielder is aboard on a base hit. Some more lefty on lefty hits. David Price showing why he's 0-3 right now. He just continues to struggle. Now it'll be David Murphy. That's a 3-7, a 3-7. This one is chopped to second. This looks like it's going to get him out of it. Castro's up with it. Goes to Cabrera at short and short. Rogers over to Rogers at first. That'll be a 4-6-3 double play. Fielder barely made it off the base at first. He's erased at second, and Murphy erased at first with a double play. And that'll end the first inning, but not before Minnesota jumps out to a 2-0 lead off a home run from Matt Carpenter. Lefty on lefty violence as Carpenter jumps on a fastball and sends it out to right field. Yanked one into the night sky. So now it'll be Odubel Herrera to lead off the second inning. The 4, 5, 6 batters of Herrera, Rogers, and Tomas. This is a 6-6, and Herrera will lead it off with a walk. So we've got 1 on, nobody out here in the top of the second. And James Rogers will be the man to the plate. Let's take a look at the catcher. That is Lucroy. He's a +1 arm. Herrera is a B stealer. They're going to have to hold him, so it'll be a 1-11 if he tries to steal. Rogers sees the pitch, and Herrera stays put. It's a 5-7. A 5-7 is a walk. So not what you like to see once you get the lead from your pitcher. And James Shields puts the first 2 batters on base via a walk. And now it'll be Yasmani Tomas. Tomas sees the pitch. It's a 3-6. A 3-6 is going to be a single out to left field. Will Herrera get the stop sign at third? He will. Bases are going to be loaded with nobody out as Yasmani Tomas singles. And now Shields is in trouble. Bases loaded. Nobody out. Chris Stewart at the plate. The catcher, Jonathan Lucroy, goes out to have a visit with Shields here. Just trying to get his head right. The pitching coach comes out to talk to him. They're going to go over what's going on. Maybe they saw something on the video, on a replay, that he's tipping pitches or his mechanics are off. The umpire heads out to the mound to try and break it up, and LaCroix comes back and he's ready to roll. So Shields, they're going to keep the infield back. Chris Stewart is not a great runner. They'll give up a run to get a double play. So Stewart sees the pitch. It's a 1-7. A 1-7 is a ground ball, third base B. Runner on first is out. So Yasmani Tomas will be out. The third baseman, Nolan Arenado, he picks it like you know he will. He throws it over to second, where Carpenter is going to make the throw, but the play is broken up by Tomas. And so Stewart is going to be aboard on a fielder's choice. That'll be the first out. But Herrera is going to score from third, so Stewart gets himself an RBI. And Rogers moves to third. So Herrera scores, and it cuts the lead in half. Chris Stewart can't get on base, can't get a base hit. But he's on board via a fielder's choice, and he gets himself an RBI. So now runners on the corners. Will Middlebrooks is at the plate. And Middlebrooks, they're going to try and get the double play here. They're going to keep the infield back. And that's a 5-11. A 5-11 is going to be a walk. So Shields just causing more trouble for himself as he walks Middlebrooks. That'll put Chris Stewart to second. And James Rogers is on third. So bases are loaded again with one out. Daniel Castro at the plate. And they are going to bring the infield in this time. So Castro sees the pitch. It's a 2-10. A 2-10 is a ground ball, shortstop A. That would have been the end of a double, or that would have been a double play to end it. But with the infield in, let's see. The infield, let me go to my chart. I can't remember these. Ground ball A. The batter is out. Wait. Sorry. So on the chart with the ground ball A, the result to the batter is out. The result to the runner, well, they wouldn't. Let's see. In a bases loaded situation, except for 3 instances, the runner on third is out. The batter is safe, and other runners advance 1 base. Okay, so that is. It would have been a double play, but instead, the shortstop, that would be Echeverria. He sees that he's going to be able to throw it to home and get an out, so he does so. Castro will take first on the fielder's choice, but Rogers is going to be thrown out at home by Echeverria. So that's going to be the second out. So 2 outs. The bases are still loaded as Stewart advances to third. Middlebrooks advances to second. So no run scores. We keep a run off the board. And this is still a 2-1 ball game here. Bases loaded. James Shields laboring here in the second inning. 1 run is in. Gerard Dyson is now at the plate for his second time at the bat. He's 0 for 1. He's got the bases loaded, though. The infield can go back to normal depth. And it's a 5-7, and Gerard Dyson will strike out with the bases loaded. Saw a pitch down in the zone. Couldn't pull the trigger. That's the first strikeout for Shields. And he wiggles off the line with the bases loaded again. But Los Angeles does open their account. They score 1 run, cut the lead in half, and it'll be David Price now. Price struggled. He gave up 3 hits in that first inning. One of them was a long shot to Matt Carpenter. So now it'll be Cole Calhoun. He's his first at bat, the lefty. That is going to be a base hit. It'll be a single. That was cut off well by the center fielder, Odubel Herrera, to keep it from kicking around. So Calhoun is aboard with a single to lead off the bottom of the second. Price just hasn't been able to get lefties, hasn't been able to get the righties. We'll see if he can get Jonathan LaCroix. Calhoun's a D-stealer. He's staying put. This is a 3-9, a strikeout. So he swings hard, does LaCroix, and looks like he hurt something in maybe his rib cage area. The trainers are out to take a look. We'll see if he's going to be able to continue. LaCroix, that's an 11 roll. An 11 is a 2-game injury, so LaCroix is going to have to come out. He will not be back out there. He strikes out, and he's going to be injured. We're going to have to go to the backup catcher. The bench is pretty thin for Minnesota already. So Carlos Ruiz is the backup catcher, and he will replace Jonathan LaCroix in the lineup. So let's write his name in there. Carlos Ruiz. And he'll get his first at-bat sometime when the next time we go through the lineup. So it'll be Echeverria, runner on first, 1 out. LaCroix struck out and was injured. And now it'll be Echeverria with a 5-6. This is a chopper to third base. That's going to be trouble. Middlebrooks is up with it quickly. On to Cabrera, on to Rogers. That's a 5-4-3 double play. And Price, that's just what he ordered to get out of the inning here. So Echeverria grounds into the double play. We are through 2. It's a 2-1 ball game. I had a good St. Patrick's Day. Went to the park and the playground. It was a nice day here in Denver, Colorado. And James Shields, he's looking for a better third inning. The second one was quite forgettable from his perspective. And he'll face off as Drupal Cabrera, stepping in from the left side. And, oh boy, Cabrera, is he a normal power? Is. This is going to be a ballpark home run chance. Cabrera gets underneath one. He's going to need a 1-7 to be a homer. It's a 17, so it's just underneath it. Cabrera lifts it to right field, and Cole Calhoun at the track will put it away. A long run for Calhoun, but he's able to get there and make the play. Because Cabrera gave it a ride, but was like 1 grain of wood from getting that thing out of here. And now it'll be Nick Hundley. He's 0 for 1. It's a 3-11. This one is hit out to left field. So Shields not fooling anybody. A 1-7. It's a homer. One's going to carry, and it'll be a home run for Nick Hundley. So Hundley ties it up here with a homer in the top of the third. A 1-out shot, a solo shot. And Hundley trots around the bases, and Los Angeles have tied it up. So Shields has given up 2 long fly balls, and Odubel Herrera walked his and scored. Now the man at the plate. This one's hit out to left field, not as deep, but David Murphy is going to have to get on his horse to make the play as it's down the line. Murphy is a 3-range left fielder. A 3-5. He's not going to get there. He has to grab it on a hop, and Odubel Herrera will be at first with a long single. Murphy looked like he might get there, but he pulled up right at the last minute knowing he wasn't going to get there, and he grabs it on a hop. And Herrera took a wide turn at first, but he trots back. A long single, and now it's Jason Rogers. Rogers, a 5-8, and that's a pitch down in the zone. Can't pull the trigger, and there is the strikeout. 2 outs now in the third. It'll be Yasmani Tomas, who singled his last time. Tomas sees the pitch. It's a 5-9, and he strikes out. So Shields, after giving up a homer and a single, battles back to get the next two batters to strike out on pitches down in the zone that get called strikes. And that'll be the end of the top of the third. But LA puts up another run and ties it. Will David Price be able to hold the lead here? He had a de facto 1-2-3 inning after getting a double play ball to end the bottom of the second. And here he'll face the 9-1-2 batters of Burgess, Cabrera, and Carpenter. Burgess, his first at-bat of the day. It's a 1-7. A 1-7 is a fly ball out to left. Tomas has to take a few steps. Gets there casually, and he will make the play. So 1 out. And we're back to the top of the order, and this is where the damage was done against Price. Cabrera doubled, and then Carpenter homered right after him. This time it's a 2-8, and this one is chopped to third. Middlebrooks is up with it quickly, and he'll toss a seed over to first. There's 2 outs. So now it'll be Carpenter. Carpenter went yard against Price. See if he can do it again. Price will be careful with him with nobody on. It's a 2-6, a 2-6. Carpenter feeling good about himself. Comes out of his boots, swinging at that pitch, and he's underneath it. That's going to be a pop-up that's going to take about an hour to come down, as Drupal Cabrera is camped underneath it. But it'll eventually come down and into his glove. And that'll do it here. A 1-2-3 inning for David Price, who has settled in quite nicely. We go to the top of the fourth. It's a tie ball game, 2-2. James Shields gave up the lead in the third. And here he's back out for the fourth. He'll face the bottom third of Stewart, Middlebrooks, and Castro. A 6-10 is a fly ball center field X. So Jason Burgess is going to have to chase this one down. He is a 3-range center fielder. A 3-8 is going to be a diving catch made in shallow center field. And Chris Stewart is robbed of a hit from the center fielder, Jason Burgess. 1 away. Jason Burgess goes and retrieves his hat that flew off as he was in a dead sprint into shallow center. But he makes the catch, puts his hat back on, and Will Middlebrooks is the man at the plate. It's a 2-3. A 2-3 is a chopper to second. This one is going to have to be a tough play. The second baseman, Carpenter, he charges on it. He's up with the bare hand and makes a nice throw to first. That'll be 2 away. He had one choice, and that was to come get it, and he went with the bare hand to make the throw, and he needed to, as Middlebrooks barely gets thrown out. So 2 away, and Castro is at the plate. He's 0 for 1, and that's a second base X, so Carpenter's going to have to make another play. Will he be able to do it? He is a 4-range second baseman. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get to this one. A second base 4 and a 6. That's going to get under his glove and out into center field. Daniel Castro extends the inning with a single. That'll flip the lineup, and Gerard Dyson is now at the plate. Lefty, he's 0 for 2. Struck out, hit one over to first base. And here he is with 2 outs. A 3-7. That one's going to be a shallow fly ball to center field, but the center fielder is Jason Burgess, and he's going to have plenty of time to get there. And he'll make the catch, and that'll end the inning. The 2-out single comes and goes, and Los Angeles haven't scored since last inning. It's 2-2. David Price comes out. He's gone 1, 2, 3 innings in the last 2. And here he'll face Arenado, Fielder, and Murphy. Arenado's 0 for 1. A 5-3, a 5-3. This one's hit back to the pitcher. Of all the cards, I feel like Arenado's never gets hit. He's always hitting that pitcher's card. This is a 3 for the pitcher. He's a 2-range pitcher. A 2-3, and Price knocks down, goes and scrambles for it. Arenado's not a great runner, but he's bustling down the line, and Price picks it up and tosses a 90-mile-an-hour fastball over to first, and he will get his man. That was a closer play than Price really had figured it would be, but he gets the throw, a nice throw, and the first baseman pretty much saw his life flashing before his eyes as Price winged one down to first. So now it'll be Prince Fielder. A 1-7, and that'll be hit to center field fairly well. The center fielder will be Odubel Herrera. He's got to go back on it, but he'll make it a few steps shy of the warning track. He'll make the catch. So 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th, and it'll be David Murphy, who grounded into a double play to end the first inning. And it's a 1-2, and he's hit by that pitch, plunked in the hands. That one looks like it hurt, and it did. The trainers are coming back out. They already had to come out for Jonathan LaCroix. We'll see if David Murphy is going to be hurt. That's a 2. He's going to shake it off. He'll run down to first while the trainers are in tow. But after a few minutes of talking and stretching his hand out, doing this kind of business, David Murphy is going to stay in the ball game. So the roll on the injury die was a 2. And that meant he was okay. So he'll be at first with 2 outs. That's going to hurt in the morning. But he continues here tonight. And Cole Calhoun, who singled his first time, will be up with 2 outs. This is a 1-9. That's going to be a 1-17 single chance. It's a 16, so it just slides under the glove of the diving third baseman. That's Middlebrooks, and it's out into left field. That'll be a single. David Murphy will advance to second. Still not wanting to dive or take any chances on that hand. So he just takes the 1 base. Now there's 2 on with 2 outs. David Price thought he was going to get out of this thing quickly. But 2 men have reached here after the hit by pitch. And this will be Carlos Ruiz's first at-bat, who came in for the injured Jonathan LaCroix his last time. It's a 2-11. This one is going to be a bouncer to second, and Castro's going to have to charge quickly on it. He does. He snags it off the grass with a bare hand and sidearms one to first, and he'll make the play. So 3 outs, two runners left on base for Minnesota. And we are still bunched up here in the 4th inning. It's 2-2. James Shields, he's made it to the 5th inning. And as Drupal Cabrera, Nick Hundley, and Odubel Herrera will be the first to see him. It's a 3-8, and that'll be a strikeout. So Shields, 4th strikeout. This time it's via the swinging type. And there's 1 away. So Nick Hundley, he's 1 for 2. He went yard off of Shields last time. And that's a good column for him. That's going to be a solid single at the left field. That was a frozen rope. Got out there in a hurry. The left fielder, Daniel Murphy, he still nursing that hand. Tracks it down and runs it about 3/4 of the way to the cutoff man and then underhands it to the shortstop. So Odubel Herrera now with the runner first. That's Nick Hundley. And Herrera sees a pitch. It's a 5-9. That's a pitch up in the strike zone. Herrera can't pull the trigger, and that'll be a strikeout. It's called, but it's a high strike. Shields probably got the benefit of the doubt on that one. And there's 2 away. 5 strikeouts now for Shields. And that'll be Jason Rogers. Rogers has a walk and a strikeout. This is a 3-5. That's a single 2-star. So Hundley off with the pitch, and he'll make it to third on a single out to center field by Jason Rogers. Rogers, the 5th man in the order, moves Hundley over to third. Now we got runners on the corners with 2 outs for Yasmani Tomas. Tomas is 1 for 2 on the day. He singled his first time up, then he struck out. Shields, it's a 2-9 delivery, and Tomas hits one out to left field. A 1-4, and it'll carry. That's a 3, so Yasmani Tomas, it's a pop-up and what looked like it, but it kept carrying and carrying and carrying, and it is over the left field wall above the head of Daniel Murphy, and that is a 3-run homer, kind of out of nowhere, for Yasmani Tomas. Los Angeles takes the lead here. Jason Rogers will score from first on the homer. And Nick Hundley, who got this thing started with the 1-out single, will score from third. I think they all were kind of surprised by that home run. They were kind of trotting, going through the motions of running the bases. Didn't really even look back at the ball. And it just kept going and going and going. And it never came down until it was over the wall. So 3 RBIs for Yasmani Tomas, and Los Angeles have jumped out to a 5-2 lead. Shields had 2 strikeouts, 2 outs before that, and thought he was going to get out of it, but no. Yasmani Tomas gets the homer, and now Chris Stewart. That's a 6-7. That'll be a chopper to second. That's going to be a tough play for Carpenter. Carpenter's not a great range out there at second. It's not his preferred position. He's kind of long and lanky to be a second baseman. So he's a 4 range, a 4-16. He's going to get to this one, and he'll have a strong enough arm to make the play at first, getting the catcher. And that'll do it. So Shields, he got 2 quick outs, but then gave up a 3-run bomb. Well, I wouldn't even call it a bomb. A 3-run swing home run to Yasmani Tomas. And LA have come all the way back now to take the lead as we move to the bottom of the 5th. It's a 5-2 ball game. So David Price, who struggled early, has hung in there, and he will continue. He'll face the 8, 9, and 1 batters of Echeverria, Borges, and Cabrera. It's a 4-11, and that's going to be a pitch on the inside part of the plate. Echeverria doesn't swing. He gets the call, and that'll be a strikeout. That's only the 2nd K for Price today. 1 out now. Jason Burgess, the center fielder, he's 0 for 1. And this is a 3-7. A 3-7 is a chopper to third. Middlebrooks charging hard. He's going to have to make a strong throw as Burgess is a good runner. And in one motion, he does fire it to first and gets Burgess by half a step. So Middlebrooks, I don't know if he didn't know how good a runner Burgess was, but kind of didn't really throw it in one motion. Took an extra step. And then he had to put a little extra mustard on it. But he does get Burgess for the 2nd out. Cabrera now, he's 1 for 2. And he'll see the pitch from Price. This is a fly ball out to right. Gerard Dyson, he's got some wheels out there. He probably will be able to get to it, but let's double check. He's a 3-range right fielder. So a 3-17, and Dyson's going to get there. So that'll be a 1-2-3 inning for Price as Cabrera flies out to right field. And Los Angeles are kind of cruising now. We're through 5. It's a 5-2 ball game. So Price has settled down well since that first inning. Gave up 2 runs to the first 2 batters of the game, but since then, nada. James Shields comes back out. LA Let's see. Who do they have in the bullpen? They could go to Doug Fister. They're going to let Shields. He's given up 2 homers, 5 runs in 5 innings. Yeah, they'll let Shields go. So it's a 4. Oh, man. That die ran away from me. It's a 4-10. A 4-10 is going to be a strikeout. So Will Middlebrooks takes a pitch on the inside part of the plate, and it's called for a strike. That's the 6th K for Shields. 1 out. So now it'll be Daniel Castro. Castro got things going in the 4th inning with a 2-out single. And it's a 5-2. A 5-2. That one's going to be hit to third base right at Nolan Arenado. Arenado sticks his glove out, and he'll make the play over to first. So that's 2 outs. And we flip the lineup as Gerard Dyson will bat for the 4th time today. He's 0 for 3. That one is a 2-7. A 2-7. Gerard Dyson is going to flip one out to second, or to short center field, and he'll be aboard with a single. Dyson is an A stealer. We had to replace the catcher, so let's take a look at Carlos Ruiz. He's a +1 arm as well. So they're going to have to hold Dyson. He's a 15 - 2. So it's a 13 +1. So a 14 if he decided to try and steal here. He's not. Cabrera sees the pitch. It's a 2-5. A 2-5 is a swing and a miss. That's a strikeout. So Shields gets out of the 6th. He's struck out 7. And the 2-out hit comes for naught again. So a 1-2-3. Actually not. Dyson got a hit. I just said that. So Los Angeles doesn't score. We move to the bottom of the 6th. It'll be the 2-3-4 batters, Carpenter, Arenado, and Fielder, to face David Price here. Price gave up a homer to Carpenter early in the game. The second at-bat of the game, I should say. And he got him his last time to pop up to short. This is a 4-7. A 4-7 is going to be a strikeout. Matt Carpenter goes down looking. That'll be the 3rd K for David Price. And 1 away here. So Nolan Arenado, he's 0 for 2. Really just hasn't gotten going this season so far. There's another pitcher's card at bat. This one is chopped to third, and Middlebrooks will make an easy play of that one as he gets Arenado again. 0 for 3 is Arenado. And Prince Fielder, he's 1 for 2. Shields is Price is just back and firing now, and this one is a little pop up out to center field. Center fielder Herrera will charge it and make the play. It's another 1 inning for David Price. He's through 6 comfortably, and it's a 5-2 ball game. We move to the top of the 7th. James Shields will not be out there. It'll be who is going to come in to pitch for Minnesota? It'll be let me take a look at the stats here real quick. The Minnesota's Wylis Diekman has only pitched in 1 inning, but he's a lefty. We've got righty, lefty, righty due up. So it'll either be Hernandez or Broxton. Hernandez has pitched in 6 1/3. Broxton, 6 1/3. How about Kella? Kella is 5 1/3. Brock is 10. So it's going to be Kella. Keona Kella. Trying to balance out some innings here. That's why I'm looking at the standings. I tend to use the same relievers over and over again. And so I'm going to go with Keona Kella here in the top of the 7th. Shields' day is done. He makes way. And Keona Kella will take the mound. The righty. Shields went 6 innings. He gave up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits. 5 runs, all of them earned. He struck out 7 batters. And he walked 2, 3. Okay. So Kella is on, and Nick Hundley is the DH. He's 2 for 3 on the day. He scored 2 runs, hit a homer, got an RBI. Just filling up the stat sheet is Nick Hundley. And this will be a 3-3, which is a ballpark single chance for Hundley. A 1 to 12, it'll be a single. That's a 4, so it sneaks past the glove of the shortstop, who is Echeverria. And we've got ourselves a leadoff single here in the top of the 7th. Nick Hundley on base again. So Odubel Herrera with a man on base. The lefty Herrera is 1 for 2 with a single, a walk, and a strikeout. 6-5. That's a ground ball shortstop X. So Echeverria may be able to get out of this with the double play. Well, not get out of it, but get out of the runner at first. He's a 1 shortstop. A 1-5 is a GBA, so Echeverria goes deep in the hole. He able to snag it, toss it over to Carpenter to first. Cabrera, that's a 6-4-3 double play. So the leadoff single is erased. Nick Hundley, and there's 2 outs. Jason Rogers now. He's 1 for 2 with a strikeout and a walk. Also singled. It's a 3-7, and he's going to strike out here against Kella. So Kella comes in and does his job. He gets a de facto 1-2-3 inning with a double play ball mixed in. And we've reached the stretch. Los Angeles leads Minnesota 5-2. The singing is over, but the fat lady hasn't sang, and so David Price will face David Murphy, Cole Calhoun, and then Carlos Ruiz in the bottom of the 7th. And that's a 3-10. A 3-10 is a chopper to second. Second baseman is Castro. He's up with it quickly, and he'll make the throw 1 away. Murphy still nursing that hand. Didn't really take a full cut at it, and just barely taps it to second, where Castro able to put him out. Cole Calhoun is 2 for 2 off of Price, lefty on lefty, 2 singles. This is a 1-10, a 1-10. This is going to be a little bit more than a single. If this will be a deep fly ball to right field. The right fielder is Gerard Dyson. He's going back at the wall. It's a catch. Gerard Dyson makes a jumping grab at the wall, and Cole Calhoun is erased for the first time today on a play at the wall. That one looked like it might have been up and out, but Dyson not quite bringing it back in the yard, but definitely at the wall, makes the catch. So 2 outs. Carlos Ruiz is at the plate. Ruiz is 0 for 1 after he took over for Lucroy. And it's a 4-10. A 4-10 is a chopper to short. The shortstop is Cabrera. And Cabrera is a 2-range shortstop. So let's see if he's going to be able to get to this one. A 2-16. He will. And he goes jump throw. And he'll be able to get the catcher, Ruiz. as it takes a hop, and it's scooped out of the dirt by Jason Rogers. Still in time, though, to get the catcher at first. So this will end the 7th. It's a 5-2 ball game. Due up for Los Angeles are Yasmani Tomas, Chris Stewart, and Will Middlebrooks. And will they face Kella? Yeah, they will. Kella pitched pretty well, and he'll continue. Yasmani Tomas is 2 for 3 on the day with a homer, a single, 3 runs driven in. And this will be another single for Tomas. That's 3 hits on the day. Kella keeps him in the yard, though, this time. And it's a leadoff single for Yasmani Tomas. Chris Stewart is 0 for 2 on the day. And with Tomas at first, it's a 1-4. 1-4 is a bouncer to second. Carpenter has to charge hard on it as it's not going to get past the infield and the infield grass. His only play is going to be at first. Tomas will advance to second on the ground out from Stewart. There'll be 1 out, and Stewart advances the runner. That's how he got his RBI today, did Chris Stewart, on a little ground out. But it all counts the same, and now it'll be Will Middlebrooks to face Keone Kella. Runner on second. It's a 5-6, a 5-6. Oh, this has a chance to be a double. This could drive in a run. A fly ball left field B. If it's a 15-20, that's going to be a double for Will Middlebrooks to drive in the run of Yasmani Tomas. And so the insurance run, and Tomas scores from second on a double from Will Middlebrooks. The bottom of the order getting it done today. Middlebrooks with an RBI. So it's 6-2. Kella gives up a run. And now it'll be Daniel Castro. So Castro, if he gets a hit, Kella will be at his pitcher inning of weakness. It's a 2-9. A 2-9 is a strikeout. So that'll be the second strikeout for Kella. 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. 6-2 ball game. And Gerard Dyson now will come to the plate. He's 1 for 4. 2 outs, and it's a 5-7, and he'll draw a walk. So that does trigger the pitcher inning of weakness. They really want to get Kella through it, but they're going to go to Brad Brock. So Kella's day is done. They go to Brad Brock. And the righty comes out of the bullpen with 2 outs in the top of the 8th. Kella, he went an inning and 2/3. Tried to get him out of that, but couldn't do it, and he has reached his pitcher inning of weakness. He gave up 3 hits, and struck out 2, walked 1. All right, so now it'll be Cabrera, the switch hitter. He'll step in from the left side. And a 2-11 is a chopper to third. Nolan Arenado's up with it quickly, and he'll fire it to first to get the 3rd out. So Brock comes in and gets his man, and we've reached the end of the top of the 8th. But Los Angeles tacks on another one, and they lead 6-2 going into the bottom of the 8th. Hey, Statistician, checking in tonight. He's not going to be able to watch much, but he's popping in to say hello. Well, hello to you, Statistician. I'm happy that you commented on my update video that I had yesterday. If you missed it, I did not roll a game yesterday. I was playing some face-to-face tabletop games with my buddy Don. we played a tabletop game called Dice Throne, and had some head-to-head, hand-to-hand combat. And in the update video, I showed you that I was losing. I was down by, I don't know, I think 8 or so HP. And guess who came back to win? This guy. Yeah, I landed a monster hit when I think Don and his paladin were down to 20-some HP, and I landed a 21-point hit. And he was already poisoned, so on the next turn he would take 3 damage, and that poison damage was what killed him. So, yes, I came back to beat him. He did beat me later on that evening, but it was with a character I'd never played before, the Moon Elf. I was trying something new, and it didn't work. So here we go, the bottom of the 8th. David Price, he's back out there again. He'll face Echeverria, Burgess, and Cabrera. Price, he's gotten Echeverria twice. And will he do a third time? This is a strikeout. Just snuck in past that black ink. And Echeverria swings and misses. That is the 4th strikeout for Price. 1 away here in the bottom of the 8th. Was his paladin able to self-heal? Yeah, he did. That's, you know, paladins, that's just what they do. They heal. They are able to deflect damage by using blessings and stuff. So, yeah, he was healing and doing all that kind of fancy stuff. But I was the Shadow Thief. And so I stacked poison after poison on top of him, and he wasn't able to get rid of it. So that helped whittle him away. And then when I landed that 20-some point hit, that was all she wrote for him. Jason Burgess now, 1 away. It's a 5-7. This one is going to be a base hit. A 1-2, it'll be a triple for the speedy Burgess. It's a 17, so he's just on base with a single. But David Price gives up a hit. That's the first hit he's given up in, let's see, that would be 10, 11, 12 batters. So 1 out. Jason Burgess on first. He's a C stealer, although he's a 1-15 runner. Strategist says, nice, sounds like fun. Dice Throne? It's thrown like the king's chair. Throne. Like when you win, you take the throne, that kind of thing. So Jason Burgess with 1 out at first, and Miguel Cabrera at the top of the order. He is 1 for 3 on the day. Price, maybe he's starting to fatigue. We'll see. Cabrera will get the pitch. It's a 6-10. A 6-10 is a fly ball center field X. The center fielder is Odubel Herrera. Herrera is a 3-range center fielder. A 3-6. That's going to be a single 2-star. So Burgess able to make it to third base. And Cabrera is at first with a single coming through again. So 1 out. Now there's runners on the corners. And David Price to face Matt Carpenter. What will the manager for Los Angeles do here? We've got a lefty in the bullpen. That's Matt Dunn. Or Mike Dunn, not Matt Dunn. I work with a Matt Dunn. This is Mike Dunn in the bullpen. They're going to let Price battle Carpenter. Carpenter got him once with a homer, a 2-run shot. That's the only 2 runs for Minnesota. But then, since then, Price has got him back with a pop-up and a strikeout. So they will keep the infield back, looking for a double play. They'll give up a run maybe if they have to. It's a 1-8. A 1-8 is a 1-9 single chance. It's a 20, so that's a hot shot. But the second baseman, Castro, able to make a diving grab, and that'll be 2 outs. So now it'll be Nolan Arenado to face Price. Arenado is 0 for 3 against Price. He's a right-hander, though. Will they walk him? with the base open and go get Prince Fielder, or will they just let Arenado hit? I think they're going to let Arenado hit. He's 0 for 3. And there's a 2. A 2-7 is, oh, of course, Arenado just cannot buy a hit. That's a chopper to short. Cabrera is up with it, and he'll go the long way over to first. And Arenado, 0 for 4 today. I just don't understand how Arenado's card and his performance this season are just so far apart. I know I'm a little biased probably because I watch Arenado every game, and he's not as bad as he has been in this game. I don't know why 2015 Arenado, and maybe it's just the Colorado factor. Maybe they put too much into the ballpark, but his card is just not performing. I know it's only been, what, 16 games? Maybe I'm thinking too much about it. 16 games. If it's still the same way after we finish this in 28 games, I'll feel like I have a better representative sample, but maybe I need to chill on that. All right, we move to the top of the ninth. Los Angeles has a 6-2 lead. They'll face the pitcher. It'll be Brad Brock. He faced one batter. So he comes back out, and Nick Hundley will be the first up. Hundley, Herrera, and Rogers. Hundley is having a good day. He's 3 for 4. This is a 6-10, and he will continue it. That's a walk. A leadoff walk for Hundley. So it'll be Odubel Herrera, and then Jason Rogers. Herrera, a 5-7. A 5-7 is a ground ball second base X. Carpenter, wouldn't say he's a liability at second, but he's not a great range. He's a 2-4, and a 12 is going to his E rating, which is a 13. And we rolled low, so that could be a problem. A 13 and a 4 is going to be... So Carpenter gets there. He's off balance when he makes the throw. It's in the dirt, and it gets past the first baseman, Cabrera. That'll be an error on Carpenter. And everybody will move up a base. Hundley gets to second. And Herrera is safe at first on the error from Matt Carpenter. So 2 on here to start the top of the ninth. And Jason Rogers with nobody out. Rogers is 1 for 3. This is a 3-4. A 3-4 is a ballpark single chance. A 1-12, it's a single. That's not. It's going to be a hot shot over to the shortstop. And Echeverria will make the catch. And there's one away. So now it's Yasmani Tomas, who's got a 3-run homer to his name. And Brad Brock pitching carefully to Tomas. It's a 4-12. Oh boy, this is a ballpark home run chance. But Yasmani Tomas gets a hold of it. A 1-7, and it'll be out. The left fielder, David Murphy, is tracking it down. It's an 8, so Murphy at the wall jumps and makes the catch. Tomas barely missing another 3-run home run as David Murphy snags that one at the track and at the wall. 2 outs now. Brad Brock takes a deep sigh of relief and takes his hat off to David Murphy as he tracked that one down. That would have scored 3 more. Chris Stewart now. He's 0 for 4. 2 outs. And a chopper to first. And Cabrera will have this one. And he snags it and he'll step on the base. And Brad Brock gets out of the top of the ninth. It's 6-2 as we look to Los Angeles to close it out. David Price will face Fielder, Murphy, and Calhoun. Fielder is 1 for 3. Price, will he go the distance here? He's given up 2 runs. That was the first 2 batters of the game. Since then, he's given up 3, 4, 5 hits. So he will continue. This is a 2-8. A 2-8 is a chopper to short. That'll be Cabrera. He's up with it. And with Prince Fielder running, he can take a couple extra steps and then make a little casual throw to first and still have plenty of time to get Prince Fielder. Now it'll be David Murphy. Murphy still gingerly dealing with that hand. He was hitting the hand earlier in the 4th inning. Kind of been protecting it ever since. But here, it's a 4-3. This one is lifted out to right field. The right fielder is Gerard Dyson. This one is just hit easily out to right. Dyson, though, is going to have to... He was shaded deep, and Dyson is going to have to make a run for it. Is he going to get there? He's a 3. He is not. That's going to drop, and Murphy, busting it out of the box, is going to be at second with a double. So Dyson didn't get a good read on it. Took a step back and then realized he had to come in, and even with that good speed, he's not able to get there. And David Murphy is safe at second. So now it'll be Cole Calhoun. Calhoun is 2 for 3 against Price. And let's see, if Calhoun can reach via a walk or a hit, Price will be at his pitcher inning of weakness. So Calhoun, he's going to see the pitch. He's going to continue lefty on lefty here. It's a fly ball out to center field. This will be a little bit easier for the center fielder, Herrera, and he'll make the catch. So 2 away. Price kind of laboring here, trying to limp through it. And Carlos Ruiz, who's 0 for 2. Runner on second. 2-7 to 2-7. This will do it. This is going to be a one hopper over to Cabrera at short, and he'll throw it across the diamond. And that will do it here in the bottom of the 9th. Carlos Ruiz makes the 3rd out. And Los Angeles gets the victory in comeback fashion. David Price goes the distance. Pitches a 5-hit complete game as he leads Los Angeles over the Minnesota Zweiles 6-2. So that will do it for game day 16. Game day 16 in the books. That was a fun one. We played all 14 games in just over 2 weeks. And that's about how long, well, obviously I play 1 game a day. If I play every single day, it'll be 2 weeks. But I took, I think, 2 or 3 days off to do other things this last game day. So it took about 2.5 weeks. So if we average that, we're doing pretty good. And I will post the standings and the updated statistics for the end of the game day, as I always do, in the description. And also on the Twitter page at RNGIDP_Strat. If you're interested in that, be sure to leave a follow, leave a like, you know, all that good business. If you like what I'm doing here, if you like it, leave a thumbs up. If you don't, let me know in the comments why you don't. Do you not like the randomized teams? Do you not like the team names? I don't blame you for that one. Whatever it is, I appreciate the feedback, good or bad. Let me know in the comments. This has been a fun game day. Lots of close games. There were some walk-offs. There was some blown bullpen pitching. There were some home runs hit. Alex Gordon for the Yankees comes to mind after hitting 2 this game day. And he took the lead in the AL, if I remember right. But I'll post all those stats, and you can peruse through them. But this one's been fun. Los Angeles moves to 6-9. Nice. And Minnesota drops to 6-9. Nice. And they are going to be bunched up in the standings. You'll have to check out the AL standings when I post them. So that'll do it for me. David Price gets the win. James Shields gets the loss here in Minnesota. Until our next broadcast, which most likely won't be until Monday. After a game day concludes, I usually have to spend a day preparing for the next one, setting the pitcher matchups, doing the statistics, printing out all my sheets that I have all on the corner of the room I play in. My updated standings, my updated stats, all that stuff. I've got to prepare for the next game day. So once I do that, it usually takes me about a day. Then I'll start playing games, and we'll continue with game day 17. So until then, thank you for watching, and have a good night. Happy St. Patrick's Day once again.